right, so this is the second day of my 3-day water fast with 5 days on the table. I'm gonna see how I feel, but this is the second time that I'm doing this, and I can honestly say that this time is much better. It's been a much easier process for me to do, and one of the best things is I'm not doing it alone. I actually over the holiday weekend was hanging out with my brother, my mom, and his girlfriend, and talking to them about fasting and just some different health things that they had going on, or and fitness that they wanted to improve on. And I was telling them about all this information I've been finding out about fasting, and how I did receive some benefit from the first time doing it. And they were kind of convinced that they wanted to try it. So I said, hey, I'm going to start a fast in the next couple of days. If you guys want to try it, maybe you could do like 24 hours or something like that. And they agreed. And then, to my surprise, my wife also a few days later was like, hey, I think I'm going to do it with you. So I did make some changes this time around, which I think have helped in this fast. If you watched the first video about my 3-day water fast, I had some very serious muscle twitching going on. Like, it wasn't, my muscles weren't cramping, but I for sure was having muscle twitches all over my body. And that kind of started on the second day. I'm happy to say that, today, being my second day, I have not been having any type of muscle twitching or cramping whatsoever. And I'll get to the things that I changed up. But first, let me talk about that first day, since I don't have any film for you from the first day. The first day was tough, and it was. I remember being tough the last time I did this as well, and that's just the body transitioning from deriving this energy from glucose to fat, through ketosis. And once getting past that part, I remember, throughout the day yesterday, I felt pretty lethargic after a certain point. For me, after about 2 o'clock, it really started to hit me. I got really lethargic, eyes got heavy. I really just wanted to just sit still and go to sleep. After church, me and my wife were sitting outside with my mother-in-law and the kids, and I just was leaning back in my chair, my eyes closed. I probably fell asleep at some point, but I definitely did not want to do much. And I kind of felt like that from about 2 o'clock, probably to about 7 or 8. And then I remember around that time, me and my wife had gotten the kids pretty much squared away for the night and in their rooms. And we both kind of got like a second wind, and we both were feeling good. And I guess that was good. It was just around bedtime, so we felt we didn't have a tough time going to sleep. I would say I actually slept pretty good last night, but overall, I think that is the best. That first day, really tough, but once I woke up this morning, the hunger really was not there. I felt like I had a little bit more energy, so that has been really good. Today at work, I intentionally got up and moved around, walked on all of my breaks. Another aspect I have incorporated into this is prayer. Trying to, definitely put down my flesh and really build a closer connection to God. And a lot of times it is much easier to do that when you are fasting, because it kind of quiets the noise. So another thing I've been doing is trying to limit my social media intake, and just take that time that I will be eating, take that time that I would be maybe scrolling or watching a YouTube video or watching TV of some sort, then take that time and pray or read my book or read the Bible. So that has been helping as well. But so far, so good. I'm really excited to see how I feel tomorrow. I'm hoping I can go 5 days, but if I can't, no big deal. All right, so I'm in day 3, and actually today has been a really rough day. Not as bad as like the end of day 1, but definitely enough that I'm gonna go ahead and say I am going to break my fast tomorrow morning. Today I have been pretty much lethargic on and off throughout the entire day. Um, Slight like headache and discomfort and my legs, not like muscle twitching or anything like that, but definitely some discomfort. So I'm thinking at this point I have achieved what I wanted to. I've been in ketosis for over 48 hours, which I'm really excited about. Just helping my metabolism, helping my body to learn how to burn fat better. I know that my body has been going through autophagy and just all the benefits of doing a prolonged fast. I know that I've been experiencing that over the last 2 days, so I am satisfied. And plus, I have seen some changes in my body, which I'm excited for. So now I'm at the point where really just thinking about how to break the fast and how to continue eating forward to maintain the results that I've gotten, the benefits that I've received from fasting, and basically not to let all of this suffering go to waste, because it definitely has been tough. And I've been kind of keeping in contact with my family that decides to do this with me. Obviously, me and my wife have been talking throughout the process, but my mom and brother, they definitely have done really well. Like the first 2 days, they said it was pretty easy, but today, it's been bad enough for them that they just kind of feel like they want to go ahead and break the fast. So we're all like just in a process of trying to make sure that we do this the right way. I've been, doing a lot of research as the best way to break it. So I'm gonna like come back with that information and show you guys how we break this fast. Because I think the last time I did it, I tried to do well. I tried to do good with it, but I ended up, kind of overcompensating for what I didn't eat over 3 days. So I want to do that better this time around. I am really happy that still to this day, I do not have any type of muscle cramping or twitching in any parts of my body. My hunger is actually not severe, so I am excited about that it's not really severe. I do know that the more that I fast, the better my body will be able to tolerate it. Which I'm somebody who likes to eat. I don't necessarily like feeling hungry, and I like to feel satisfied. So it is definitely an adjustment for me, and I will have to do this more consistently. I think to really get to the point where I can go 5 days on just a water fast. But so far like doing the salt, and also the lemon has definitely helped. I think next time I'll want to eliminate the lemon and maybe just do some magnesium, potassium, and some zinc, and what is it, sodium, potassium, yeah, sodium, potassium, magnesium, and zinc. So I'll just want to go ahead and get maybe some tablets that I could just take. That way I don't have to do the lemon, because I know that can delay or even affect how fast or how um, effective your fast can be, in terms of autophagy, ketosis, I think it's mitophagy. There's some other processes that happen too, and I definitely want to experience all of those. And also at this point, I am actually not tempted by food. Like I've been smelling the food that my wife has prepared for my daughter, and it smells good, and I would like it, but I'm not really tempted by it. I'm not really thinking about food. It's really just the feeling of being just tired. I don't really feel like doing anything. I did force myself to get up. It was at a point where I was in a really low energy, and I put on some praise and worship music, got up and started to give God praise, and I did feel better. It's just like force myself to move around, force myself to be active. I got outside. It's supposed to rain here today, so I got outside, put like some weed and feed on my grass, um, just to get out and do something, and also that needs to be done. But yes, definitely forcing the movement and not being just sedentary has helped a lot more than just kind of sitting around, because at that point, then you do just start thinking about food, and it becomes much harder. Also, staying off social media, because looking like seems like food stuff keeps popping up, and that is definitely making it a little bit harder to get through the day without more hunger. Just it's weird how that works. It's like I can't smell anything. Just seeing it is like really invoking some real desire to eat. All right, so I'm finally about to break my fast after it's about 10 o'clock here. So after about 82 hours. All right. So I'm gonna do that with some avocado, and I'm gonna go ahead and mash this up. But first, I'm gonna add some salt, pepper, garlic, and granulated onion powder with it to give it a little bit of flavor, because avocados are pretty bland. But I'm gonna go ahead and have just a little bit of this. I'm gonna wait about 30 minutes, and then I'm gonna have this with some eggs. I haven't decided if they're gonna be boiled or scrambled yet, but some avocado and egg sounds really good right now. So let me go ahead and do that. All right, so this doesn't look like, I mean, it looks like guacamole. I mean, pretty much it's guacamole without the lime, and maybe some onions and stuff, but it smells great. And now I'm about to go ahead and break the fast. Mm. Mm. So that is really good. It feels good to chew something and to have some substance going down. It's like I feel like my senses are heightened right now, because yeah, I haven't eaten. So I feel like my senses are really heightened. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's been about 45 minutes at this point since I broke my fast with avocado. Now I'm gonna go ahead and try some eggs without avocado. The whole point is to kind of do this gradually, not to rush into everything, give my body a chance to, start digesting food again, and not shock the system by just eating a bunch of things at once. I am pretty hungry, so it is hard to restrain myself. Good thing is I'm staying busy with the work, so here it goes. Mm, mm. That is good. So what I'm trying to do is stick with things that are a little lighter. That's why I chose the avocado. I was seeing where people were suggesting to start with like MCT oil or olive oil. I don't have any MCT oil. I do have olive oil, but um, I don't want to just eat it or drink some oil. So avocado was one of the things that was listed. So what suggested. So I definitely thought, hey, avocado would be best to start with, and then I've been wanting some eggs, and I don't know. I've never had an issue digesting eggs, and I know it has a lot of nutrients in it. So I figured this would be a good place to start. I am gonna start, and I am gonna incorporate some bone broth into some of my foods today, um, just because that will be good for the gut bacteria. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and eat this slowly, and maybe I'll be satisfied before I finish them, and maybe I won't. 5 minutes later. All right, so I finished the eggs. They didn't make it. So I'm like really trying to slow down, because there's so many things I want to eat. So I guess this is a part of it, and I dealt with it last time. Just trying not to overcompensate. So I'm gonna slow down and wait a few hours, see if I'm still feeling hungry. Actually, I'm not feeling hungry now. I'm feeling okay, so I'm not gonna eat anything. I'm gonna wait, and I guess I'll check in later. My next meal here is three scrambled eggs with some ground beef and some avocado mash. So this should be really good. I am eating smaller portions. This one is a little bit bigger. It actually has three eggs and ground beef. But before eating smaller portions, just a little bit at a time. Stomach is feeling great, so I'm not feeling full or overstuffed or anything like that. But I am a little bit hungry. So today I am eating a little bit more than I usually would as far as frequency. Um, just because I'm eating smaller portions. All right, so I successfully completed a 72-hour fast on water, lemons, and sea salt. So I am very happy with that. So basically, let's just get to the results. So I started off at around 179 pounds. I dropped down to 172. So about 7 pounds of weight loss in the 3 days, which is really good. Now I did not get like my body fat percentage, so I'm not sure how much of that was fat, how much of that was water, how much of that was muscle. But what I can say is that I am feeling really good, and I am now the last fasting day was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Today is Sunday, so 5 days removed, and I'm feeling good. I pretty much recovered on Wednesday, whereas I remember the first time that I did a 3 day fast, it took a few days for me to start feeling normal again. Most of that was due to the muscle twitching, but getting back to my weight. So I dropped 7 pounds. Then the next day I went up a few ounces, and today I weighed in around 175 pounds. So back up about 3 pounds from the 7 that I lost. So what does that really say to me? I mean, obviously I'm retaining more water now. I have been very mindful not to overeat. I've been very mindful not to eat a lot of sugar. I've definitely limited my carb intake. The only carbs I've really taken in is from potatoes, white potatoes. That's been the only like pure like starch carbohydrate that I've eaten. The rest has been really proteins and healthy fats. So I am feeling really good, feeling really fueled, energetic. My sleep has still been good. I I haven't worked out, but it's this week, and it's not because of the fast, but ironically, I got stung by a bee on the bottom of my foot, and it was very painful. Kind of hard to avoid walking since I have to walk. It kind of got agitated and got a little bit swollen and red and irritated for a couple of days. So that pretty much took me out the game with my workouts. Maybe I could have done some upper body calisthenics, but it was really like anything that was kind of stretching the foot or causing the foot to have to contract really was quite painful. So I haven't worked out, so unfortunately I can't tell you how I feel about that, but how my body feels after the fast with working out. But I can say that I have felt really, really energetic. Like I wanted to work out. It's just in trying to do so, it just did not feel really good. Like, so I just been kind of rusting, trying to let the bee sting heal up completely, so I don't have any restrictions, as I would like to get back into running and the things that I've been doing, which really is pretty heavy on my feet. So the other stat that I did take was my circumference, which I believe I started out at 38 inches around my waist, and the day on Tuesday, the day that Wednesday, before I broke my fast, once I had my waist circumference measured again, and I was 36 and a half inches around the waist. So that is a loss of 1.5 inches around my waist. So, and I actually haven't remeasured that again. I'm pretty sure that I'm probably back up to maybe 37 inches. But again, I actually feel smaller. After seeing, some family that, hasn't seen me before, I said I look slimmer. I definitely feel lighter. So I am very excited about the results of the fast. I definitely plan on doing it again in the near future. Maybe not 3 days, but maybe 24 hours. But it is something that I want to incorporate periodically into my life, whether that's once a quarter or maybe twice a year for the 3 days, and then doing some 24-hour fast throughout the year. I think those will be good for me. But I will say that my biggest takeaway, and I think this really is more beneficial than anything, has been my ability to say no to food. So prior to this, it was definitely very hard when I was tempted by something that smelled good or something I know I liked. It's very hard to say no. Now it's been a lot easier to deny myself some foods that I know that I'm trying to either limit or eliminate, such as added sugar, such as fried foods. So it has been much easier to do that. And that is really my biggest takeaway. So I think I would definitely encourage people to do this if they feel like food has somewhat of a strong hold on them. I think fasting is just one of the tools that's now in my toolbox that I'm going to continue to use in order to get back into the health and fitness that I would like to be in and be the example for my son and my daughter that I want to be. So a few tips that I will give you in regards to completing your fast. If you want to do it for 72 hours, which, it felt like a very long time going through that process. But one tip I would give you, a few tips. So number one, initially I thought that doing this fast on a weekend or like a weekend where I didn't have anything to do would be the best time to do it, because then I could, I don't know, just not have to be concerned with being unproductive or not feeling like doing anything, when actually this time around starting it on a Sunday and doing it the first 2 days of the week was actually really good, because my mind was occupied. So I was not thinking about food throughout the day, and my hunger was not as intense as it was the first time around. So I think definitely making sure that when you are gonna do it, that you're not just completely having idle time. The other thing is, maybe you can do just a straight water fast for your first time. Now if you've done this a couple of times, you kind of get to know your body. I definitely feel like I knew my body a lot better this time around, and mentally how to handle the discomfort at times with the hunger. And even the feeling lethargic, how to handle that, how to kind of get out of that. I would say you want to definitely add in electrolytes. You can do that and still be on a strict fast. If you do it through like a powder or a tablet, you could definitely do that. I chose to do sea salt and lemon, which helped tremendously. The lemon added some flavor, which is very nice, because over time, after that first 12-16 hours, even after you brush your teeth and stuff, you have this taste in your mouth that is not, it's almost like you need some food, something to be on your tongue, to add some flavor that, otherwise your mouth just kind of starts to taste stale, especially when you first wake up in the morning. That was one of the less pleasant things about doing a fast, is the taste, where it's kind of stale because you aren't eating anything, you're just having water, or in my case, water with lemon and sea salts. So yes, definitely adding that, and I think that largely helps with preventing the muscle cramping and twitching that I experienced the first time around. The next thing I would say is to definitely pray. Just have quiet time with God. Make sure that you're reading the Word of God, reading the Bible, reading. reading really helps because your mind is occupied, you're growing, and you're actually putting down the flesh. So it actually helps you to think a little bit clearer. So I definitely felt like that was a huge benefit to give me some type of like spiritual growth throughout the process. I still believe I could have done more. When it's a purely spiritual fast, anytime that you will be eating or whatever you're fasting from, whether it's social media, food, or whatever, whenever you will be doing those things, scrolling or eating, you're filling that time with prayer or reading the Bible, or listening to the Word. So that's something that I would encourage you to do as well. There's no reason that you can't do a combination of a spiritual fast and also one for your health. I mean, that's it doesn't have to be exclusive to one thing. So I would say take advantage of doing the fast. If it's for your health, why not take advantage of it spiritually and have some spiritual growth as well? The last thing I would say is have some low to moderate activity. I think when you stop moving around, when you're sedentary throughout the day, it lessens the benefits, of the fast, and also you feel that much more horrible. So definitely get up, move around, go for walks. Again, just do your regular routine. If you'll be cleaning, if you'll be, if you're working on projects at home, still do that. To the best of your ability. Obviously, if you have to sit down because you're feeling like really weak and stuff, that's where the electrolytes could come in handy, and you may be able to drink that in or take those electrolytes and feel better and continue on. And sometimes you may need to lay down. That was a good part about Sunday is I was able to take a nap when I was feeling pretty worn out. So those are the tips that I have for you. So if you're looking to try a 72-hour fast, let me know in the comments. And if you've done one, let me know what your experience was. I'd love to hear it. Catch you on the next video.